The title of the new record is Never Going Back to OK. It's the first single that's going out. So often we're content to just sail along in life with nothing extraordinary. The song really came out of not to be content with where you are in life, but always to strive for something more. Because we only get one chance to live this life, so why not make the most of it? There's a song on the record called Keeping Me Alive. You know, when two people are in love, you carry a part of the other person with you wherever you go. You carry their heart with you. And when you're apart, it's almost as if you start to lose a piece of yourself and you start to die, and then when you get back together, that's when you come back alive. And so I always thought that was a cool concept, you know, because being on the road a lot, we definitely feel like that. You know, it's hard being away from our families, it's hard being away from the people that we love, and it's almost as if we lose a part of ourselves during that. And then when you come back together, it's like you're rejuvenated and you find yourself again.
For this record, I feel like we were all very inclusive and all very involved in it.
We wrote with a couple of different guys, Nate Campney, Brandon Heath, Ben Glover, Dan Muckla, and all of those guys really helped in the writing process.
This was a very collaborative record. No, I think we're going to get a really good response off of it.
The other song that we went into knowing what we wanted to write about was MySpace Girl. Basically inspired by the story of our bass player, our former bass player rather. We played a show, and after the show we hung out at a place called In-N-Out, which is a burger joint out there, really popular on the West Coast. And there was this girl who had been at the show. Preston, our bass player, kept looking over at her. So I guess right before we left, he managed to find out her name, and he said as they were leaving, I'm gonna look you up on MySpace or something like that. He's like, I just know that's the girl. And we all thought he was just crazy.
Yeah.
So he gets on MySpace and searches for her name, and he's like, oh, we have so much in common, check it out, you know. And he finally mustered the courage to send her a note. And they started talking on the phone, and they ended up getting rid of their own MySpace sites, and they got a MySpace site together. And they're now married. And we actually played this song for them at a show that we did the day after they got married. But true story, it was pretty cool. Over the last year, God has taught me a lot through my brother. He's been a meth addict for 15 years. Honestly, there were so many times when I thought, well, he'll never get better. And last year, he actually got to a place where he wanted to get help. And so he went to rehab for about a year, and he is on fire for God now. And he's completely clean and sober. And it's really taught me that there's nobody who is without hope. There's nobody who's a lost cause. Because if there's anybody who I ever would have thought was, it would have been him, because he was in such a dark place. Seeing him come out of that, being so excited about life, has really shown me that, that nobody is too far gone for God's love. When you write a song, you never know exactly what it's going to mean to people or where it's going to be heard. But when we do hear feedback from fans on how the music has touched their lives, that's definitely encouragement to keep going. There is nothing in the world that we would rather be doing than playing music in a band. I mean, it's what we love, and we just feel very grateful and fortunate to be able to do this for a living. And I think that as long as we can do it, we're going to.